look correct. I believe the image is updated. Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah, Rico, the 31st seed out of qualifiers over on the right-hand side of the bracket there versus seed number 2. Just to go over hee hee ha ha, because we didn't actually talk about hee hee ha ha's scores. Top 32 on a few maps, 4 maps in the top 32 from Hard Rock 2 to Hard Rock 5. And then Hard Rock 9, Precision 4, was top 16 on that. Rico with 4 top 32s as well on Hard Rock 1, 4, 5, and 8, plus a top 8 score on the Hard Rock 9 in qualifiers.
Well done. Very competitive for this tournament. I think a lot of people, this is kind of what you see for these like top 32 tournaments, right? You either need one like really good, almost top level score, or like across the board to just do really well. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Rico putting up that precision for 1 million plus, really helping him out here. Actually, we only had, I think, a single digit number of players in the top 32 put up 1 million plus on that map. So very close stuff there. I'm going to try and direct everyone around because this bracket is split into halves. If you look on the right-hand side for seed number 30, going to be up next, it's going to be Mr. Deffy coming in with some great scores across the board. Nothing super stand out, but just really good on everything.
Yeah, the best score was a top 16 on Hard Rock 2, and that was right around 500k, but only 3 scores below number 32 on a map is the name of the game here for Deffy.
Very big. Yeah, there's a lot of maps in this pool where I think if you did really bad on them, it may have, tanked your percent max just a little bit, considering that, if you did really bad, obviously, on a map that everyone else did well on by nature of some of these, it's going to hurt a bit.
That said, there's also some maps, like, for example, the Hard Rock 7, the Precision 2 pick, and the Precision 5, Hard Rock 10, where the max score was quite low. So doing poorly on those didn't impact your qualifier results quite as heavily.
Yeah, and we can actually go over the maps with the highest average and lowest average after we've done, the seeds a little bit. But, some of them might have surprised. Some of them are a little bit less surprising. But well done, Deffy. Congratulations for making it in. Number 29, we're going to jump over to the left-hand side of the screen, straight across from Deffy. It's going to be Mr. Flames tier, coming in with a pretty solid score on Hard Rock 5 Critical Crystal with that 766k, followed by 721k on Racist Coffee.
Yeah, one more score above 600k, and the 2 standout scores in terms of ranking, actually none of those, a 400k and a 500k on Hard Rock 3 and Hard Rock 6, the first precision pick. Both of those top 16 for Flames tier.
Well done, Flames tier. I guess we could speed this up a little bit so we're not here all day, at least through the bottom 16. Number 28th seed, so you're going to look on that left-hand side of your screen. Once again, on the bottom, it's going to be Majewski, making it in for that 28th spot. Again, just another player pretty good across the board for them.
Yeah, Majewski, I don't know.
Majewski, I think, yeah.
Majewski, probably?
I feel like if it's Polish,
but,
yeah.
Another good one across the board, only 3 scores below number 32 on the map, so overall pretty solid there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Malashevsky name-changing and falling to 28th this time around.
I know, so sad.
Imagine. Yeah, good run overall, though. Again, number 28, you're making it in pretty solidly. This format will show off, obviously, the matchups as we get to the top 16 as well, so you don't have to go finding those on the challenge immediately. Number 27, qualifying just above Majewski, going to be Il Boss Del Poppin right across the screen there, number 27, bottom right. Very, very good Hard Rock 5 score, over 1 million total on that, which for Critical Crystal is honestly quite impressive. There were, I believe, 5 total million-plus scores on that.
Yeah, that's the number 3 score on the map for Il Boss Del Poppin, so nicely done there. And then 2 more top 16 scores on the Hard Rock 4 and Hard Rock 8 in qualifiers as well. So a few standout scores, more scores below top 32. So clearly some weaknesses, but some good strengths.
Well done. Il Ball still popping. Next up, going to be number 26. You're looking to the top half of the right-hand side now. It's going to be Mr. Rebo coming in with good stuff across the board. Best score for qualifiers, that 850K on Racist Copy. What else did we have on here? Very good. Hard Rock 4 score as well on Machine Gun Poem Doll. That Mechanics coming in there. Almost a 700K for him on that one.
Yeah, and then another 550K on the Hard Rock 1. That's also top 16 on the map. Again, with more good scores near the bottom of the bracket comes more bad scores as well below that top 32 margin. But again, strengths and weaknesses well defined for this player. Good luck to Rebo in the bracket stage. And on to number 25. Going to be, I believe, on the same side of the bracket, right below Rundy, or right below...
Same side of...
Right below Rebo.
Same slot, other side. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Mr. Rundy pulling out number 25th this year. Again, good across the board. Only had a couple of maps outside of a top scoring performance, at least a top 32 performance. So over half of the tryouts for him, or qualifiers for him, being in the top 32 for scores across the board. One of the better scores on Precision 2, actually. I believe that's is that a top 6 or top 8 score? I believe a top 8 score on Precision 2, which I believe was the lowest average in the entire pool of any map. I think Ariga Thesis, I believe, Precision 2. 202K average on Precision 2 in the entire pool.
Yeah, not quite top 8 for Rundy, but pretty close on the higher end of... well, actually, no, not quite. Still in the top 16, though. In the top 16 of scores on that map.
He's got... Oh, his score is highlighted in the light blue. I thought that was top 8.
Wait, where are you looking? Hold
on. On the results new one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
The colors are wrong?
On that tab. Blue is top 16 on that one. Green would be top
on results new?
Yeah.
Oh, green for me is top 4 on results new. Or is it? Or is it just different? Or what's happening? I don't care. I'm going to stop talking.
There's a legend right there, bro.
Number 25, I'm blind. All right, top 16.
24. Top
16.
Yeah. Number 24 up next, we have Shinkiro, also on the left side of the bracket. Shinkiro, again, 5 scores in the top 32. Nothing in top 16, but a number 3 overall score on Precision 3, that 8th Hard Rock in the pool. 917K on that. Very, very good score. Very,
very good score. Shinkiro actually barely sneaking the spot in, was in the last possible lobby of the qualifiers and actually rescheduled after he was so tired he couldn't even play his entire first lobby. So really pulled himself together for that one for a top 24 there. Definitely has what it takes to be successful in here. We're going to go right across the board now to that 23 slot. It's going to be Nanolini, number 23.
Yeah, top 8 on the Hard Rock 1, top 16 on the Hard Rock 5. Below top 32 on 5 maps, but number 2 overall on the Hard Rock 2 with 777K on that map. Very, very good score there, helping out the qualifiers quite a bit.
That is a crazy Invisible Strix score there. Invisible Strix, a map that had an average score of 287,000. So to put that up is actually amazing for a score. Well done for a 23 seed. You can see why this was such close competition here. As we move on to seed 22 down at the very bottom right now. Gonna be Miss Saryi coming in 22. Very, very good scores on maps like Hard Rock 2, Precision 2, and Precision 3. Some of the best on those maps. Hard Rock 2 with a top 8 score and top 16 scores on 2 of the Precision picks.
Yeah. And only, for Saryi's credit, only below the top 32 on 2 maps, the Hard Rock 4 and the Precision 4.
Yeah,
so
very good.
Consistency, again, the name of the game here as we're starting to get higher and higher up into the bracket.
Yeah, I mean, we even have some of our top seeded players, like overall, like top 8 people who have the same number almost of, you know, non-top 32 placements. So I actually think there is... We'll mention them when they come to them, but there are some people that had very, very, very good qualifiers across the board. So Next up, 21, directly across the board on the left, Painted Koala coming in with a great Precision 1 score on Infinite Sky. The aim player himself, of course, rocking that map out.
Yeah, and then a couple other top 16 scores on the Hard Rock 2 Precision 3, that Hard Rock 8. And once again, only 2 scores below top 32 for Painted Koala on Hard Rock 4 and Precision 2, the Hard Rock 7. So otherwise, everything in the top 32 for Painted Koala. That's how you do it. Good consistency.
Very good consistency there. Popping up next in 20, going to be just above Majewski's bracket. Going to be our second qualifying Canadian. It's going to be Genderbender. A newer face, but has been playing well. No.
Yeah, Rumi's been really good lately. 4 scores below top 32, but 3 in the top 16, 1 in the top 8. So a little bit higher highs, lower lows for Rumi, but overall good scores.
Extremely good. Well played. Like you were saying, again, just having so many scores that are in that higher level, I think it makes up for the fact that, you know, they had 4 maps outside of a top 32 placement.
Yeah.
So very good for Ramindra there. Number 19, once again, going to be going across the board. If you all have noticed a pattern of this, every seed that comes up after is the one that's immediately across because split bracket. Number 19 going to be GS Blank. Fantastic scores on a lot of maps, only 3 maps outside of the top 32. Again, another great Hard Rock 5 scores 949k, and a crazy Precision 4 score, 833k on Racist Coffee.
Yeah, also top 16 on the Hard Rock 4 with 740k on that map, so solid scores for GS Blank. Actually, I think that score is number 9 on that map.
Oh, wow.
The highest... Yeah, it's the highest blue score I see in that column. So, yeah, that's number 9 on the map for GS Blank on that one.
Well done, GS Blank, making that 19th seed. Number 18 up next. Going up on the right-hand side now to that second one down. It's going to be Mr. Raf GPO pulling in with 2 top 8 scores here. 1 on Hard Rock 4 and 1 on Precision 5. Sea of Memory.
Yeah, Raf GPO has been pretty solid lately, especially in 3-digit World Cup. 2 other scores in the top 16 on Precision 2 and Precision 3, the Hard Rock 7 and 8 in this pool. And once again, 4 scores below top 32 for Raf GPO, but a lot of strengths to make up for it.
Well done. Number 17, going to be coming up next. The last spot that we have in the bottom 16. Cutting over to that left-hand side again. It's going to be Scrowl. That's right. He is... I mean, let's be honest. If you're seeing players like Scrowl putting up number 17 seed, you could tell how competitive this tournament is going to be. This guy's been crazy in all tournaments he's played recently. Very much reflected in some of the qualifier scores. Autoscopy, 759k, the highest score on the map in 17 seed.
Yeah, really, really good score there for Scroll in qualifiers, and only 2 maps below top 32 as well. That's kind of what it starts to take to get up to that 17th seed, middle of the bracket here. Scroll also top 16 on the Precision 5, and that was with only 460k on the map, but that's still a very good score. Again, I think that's number 10 on the map. I see 1 blue score in the same column that's higher, so that should be number 10 on the map overall with 460k, so still very high percent max on that map despite being 460k.
Wild performance there on that, and that's going to do it for the bottom 16. All of the matchups are going to start to appear in order now. Seed 16 going to be up next right above Mr. Scrowl. Taking that first round of 32 matchup is going to be Hibiki.
3 maps in the top 8 for Hibiki on Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 2, and Precision 1, the Hard Rock 6. And all of the Precision maps were top 32 for Hibiki here. So anything CS 6.5 or higher was a top 32 finish for Hibiki. Really, really solid overall performance, especially on those higher circle size picks. So the back half of this round of 32 pool going to be very good for them.
This is a wild round of 32 matchup too. Hibiki versus Scrowl round of 32.
Yeah.
This tournament is just going to be crazy for bracket stage. There are so many matchups here that absolutely terrify me. So Best of luck to these two. Next up, number 15 seed. We're cutting across the matchup for Raf. Going to be Anthony W. coming up in with some crazy, crazy scores. 2 top 8 finishes, Hard Rock 3 and Precision 5. And for Precision 3, Precision 1, and Hard Rock 5, all top 16 finishes as well.
Yeah, just really good across the board for Anthony W. Kind of flies under the radar a little bit. Hasn't had, massive showings in the OS World Cup. Has been good there for the Norwegian team. But I think this is going to be one of the first open rank tournaments where we start to see a lot more of him.
Yeah, rank 5K, by the way. One of the top 8 scores on Precision 5, which was one of the harder maps in this pool. We mentioned that Precision 2 had the lowest average overall. Precision 5 still sitting at 239K, which was actually which is almost the exact same average that Autoscopy had. So that doesn't tell you something. That map was quite difficult for a lot of people. Well done.
Yeah.
Next up, number 14, a face that you all might recognize, going to be popping up on the bottom right. Facing off against GS Blank, going to be Mr. LOL233, also known as Milk Tea.
Milk Tea 14th seed goes crazy. Top 8 on the Hard Rock 1, top 16 on the Hard Rock 2, Hard Rock 3, and Precision 4. Top 32 on everything else besides the Hard Rock 4. That was the only map where Milk Tea was not top 32 in the qualifiers. So just really good across the board.
These matchups are just getting worse and worse and worse. I'm so glad I hosted this instead of playing in it. There's some good Hard Rock players in here. Well done to Milk Tea with some amazing scores across the board again. Only one map, not 32. We've got some people with single-digit seeds that have only one map, not top 32.
Yeah.
So well done there.
We've got somebody in the top 3 with 2 maps not in top 32.
We do. Which speaks to testament because they've got 3 maps in a row that I'm looking at that they have well done on. So
yeah.
We'll get to that when we get to that. Number 13, going to be jumping back over to that left-hand side now for the matchup against Ramindra. It is going to be Saiku, the New Zealander, the New Zealander star.
Yeah, this guy's pretty good if you haven't seen him lately. Nomad FC on Jashin, and a bunch of really, really good Hard Rock stream plays in the single-player leaderboards. But also really solid tournament performances as of recently in SSOT, where he and his team, along with Xylus, made top 4 in that open rank tournament. So, player to look out for in the coming year of open rank tournaments, Saiku. Once again, some top 8 scores, multiple for Saiku here on the Hard Rock 4 and Precision 3, and a couple of top 16s on the Hard Rock 2 and Precision 5. High highs and low lows for Saiku with 4 maps not in the top 32, but that's very much defining of what he's good and bad at.
Yeah, I mean, of the maps that he plays top 32 in, all but one of them are actually top 16 or higher, so well done on the maps that he did well on, really making the difference there. Next up, number 12, we're going to be cutting it to the bottom left. The matchup versus Painted Koala, going to be Sabakan, the Japanese player who apparently has been making waves recently that I have just recently heard of and is doing amazing.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I have never heard of Sabakan before, so very surprised to see a new name here in top 12 in open rank tournament qualifiers. Sabakan with the number 3 score overall on Precision 2, the Hard Rock 7, top 8 on 3 other maps in the pool, Hard Rock 3, Precision 3, Precision 4, and bottom 32 on 4 maps, but top 32 on 2 of the remaining picks in Hard Rock 5 and Precision 5.
Yeah, 540k. Again, you're going to see a lot of players, like, as we move up, get higher and higher scores on the Precision 2, given how difficult that map was across the board. People, it shows, right, that skill cap if you're really good at that difficult, pick on here. And it does make a difference, especially when using percent max.
Mm-hmm.
If you can gap everyone else on the hardest map in the pool, there's a good boost right there.
100k extra points on the hardest map in the pool is worth more than 100k points on the easiest map in the pool.
Yeah, so that's amazing. Well done, Sabakan. Best of luck. Painted Koala, terrifying player appearing there. Next up, number 11 cut across the way, facing off against Sari. Actually, This matchup's going to be quite fun to watch, given the skill set overlap a little bit here. It's
Yep.
going to be Fiery Rage facing off against Saryi. That's a crazy
Fiery
matchup.
Rage, I don't know, one of the most well-known tournament players in the game. Number 2 on the Precision 2. Number 2 also on the Precision 5. So first player with multiple top 3 finishes on different maps in the pool. Fiery also with a bunch of top 16s and top 32s, but nothing in the top 8 aside from those number 2s. But I mean, really, Fiery is a very well-known player. He has his strengths and weaknesses, and he'll be able to convert on those.
Hard Rock 1 and Hard Rock 2 are both being banned in that match. I can visualize it. I can visualize it.
Gentleman's agreement to just pick nothing.
Just not pick those two.
Don't touch them.
Oh, that's going to be such a good matchup, though. Both very good at precision, very good at some gimmicky stuff, as well as some base mechanic ability there. So I'm very excited to see that matchup happen. Well done to Fiery. Again, good across the board. Only 3 maps under top 32. Number 10 now coming up. We're going to bring it up the bracket. Our matchup versus Nanolini going to be Deske.
And I have confirmed pronunciation with him. It's pronounced Disuk.
Dasuk. All right, it is Dasuk.
Disuk.
Dasuk.
Almost. Yeah. Top 3 on the Hard Rock 2. Number 2 overall on the Precision 3 pick for Disuk. And a top 16 finish on the Hard Rock 3, despite that being one of the lower scores overall for him in the qualifiers. Top 16 on every other map besides the Hard Rock 4 and Precision 2 for Disuk. So overall very strong, and again, multiple top 3 finishes for this player.
Well done. Very cool stuff. Next up, going to be our number 9 seed. Of course, that means that we're going into the top 8 after that, but there was some stringent competition for these top 8 spots. Number 9 popping in on the left-hand side to face off against Shinkiro is going to be none other than Crystal.
Crystal, the Hard Rock GOAT, not even top 8 out of qualifiers in this tournament. Yeah, this is a competitive bracket. Top 3 on the Hard Rock 1. No other top 3 finishes for Crystal. But the real story is that there was only a single map below top 32 for Crystal, with multiple other top 8 and top 16 finishes across the pool.
Yeah, this was a player who certainly lived up to their name as one of the best Hard Rock players. Like we said, you know, only really top players setting less than 1 or 2 maps above, below top 32. Crystal not too far off from that. A singular map outside of top 32 finish. So impressive. And of course, like you said, that second place finish on Hard Rock 1, such a high level of consistency, such good accuracy too. But good job, Crystal. It's time for our top 8 seeds now. Heading us off right above Crystal's spot in that number 8 spot to face off against Rundy is going to be Lucrece, jumping in for the first of the top 8. Only 1 map outside of the top 32 in Hard Rock 2.
Yep, number 2 on Precision 1 with 736k. You'd think that would be a massive percent max, but the difference between number 2 and number 1 on that map is crazy. We'll get to that when we get to it. Number 3 overall on Precision 4 with 1.06 million there. Nice FC for Lucrece on that map. Even if it's not, it counts. It's 1.06 mil. Let me have it. And yeah, again, only 1 map below top 32. Only 1 map otherwise outside of top 16 for Lucrece. So 2 maps in the entire pool where Lucrece was not top 16 on them.
That is an extremely consistent and impressive performance across the board, and that's kind of the difference that we're going to see with these top 8 seeds, right? You're going to see more of those high scores across the board, maybe less, standout performances for some, but just amazing across the board here. Number 6 going to be jumping across
we're jumping a little bit.
Oh, number 7. Sorry, 7. Sorry, number 7. Yeah, we're gonna just skip number 7 right now. It's number 7 going across to face off against Ribbo is going to be Xylus. What just happened to that as I reset that?
Yeah, Xylus doing very well here. Again, only 1 score outside of the top 32 and only 3 scores outside of top 16 for Xylus. Only 5 scores outside of top 8. So he was top 8 on half the pool, and number 3 on Precision 1, number 3 on Hard Rock 3 as well. And you can double check by clicking on the cell, but these scores are converted from hidden. The hidden multiplier was divided out, so this is after hidden multiplier is divided out for Xylus's score rankings on all these maps.
Good. One of the only players, actually, that played Hard Rock with hidden on quite a few picks in this pool. There was not a lot of people that opted into that, so you get no extra props for doing that, but well done for 7th seed. This is a Hard Rock tournament. We don't like hidden here, obviously. Preference mod only. Well done.
Mod only.
Well done to Xylus for that 7th spot there. Best of luck to Rebo to face off against quite a strong tournament player. Very consistent. Now for number 6, actually. It is time. This time, for real. Down in the bottom right there, going to be filling out against Il Boss Still Poppin' is going to be Ciccone.
I'm sorry, Il Boss Del Poppin'.
Good night.
Good night. Welcome to Losers Bracket. Ciccone is your first round matchup. Number 2 on the Hard Rock 5 for Ciccone. That's actually the only top 3 map for Ciccone in this pool. But once again, only 1 map outside the top 32. Only 2 maps in total outside of the top 16 for Ciccone on this pool. So extremely consistent, high level of play across the board for Ciccone in this pool.
An extremely good performance, leading him to, once again, he's so consistently in the top level seedings of any tournament that he plays in, and it shows just such command over so many skill sets, especially, with Hard Rock on, making everything just a little bit more difficult. So well done to Ciccone. Unfortunately for you, we're not the number 1 Russian participant in this tournament, as we advance to number 5. On the bottom left there versus Mashevsky is going to be Welter, who had a crazy qualifier, number 1 on Precision 2 and 3.
Yeah, Welter's been on the up and up recently, and it's showing here finally in a 1v1 tournament. Welter's been setting some crazy performances in tournament. My mind goes back to Taichi Appreciation Team Hybrid Cup last year, where Welter was facing off against Malachevsky and Enri in grand finals and was able to match them on quite a number of maps in grand finals. So extremely good player. And again, it shows here, number 1 on 2 maps, yes, but also only 1 map not top 32 for Welter. So a couple of lower lows, 3 maps outside that top 16 and the other one outside of top 32. But quite a lot of really good performances for Welter on this pool.
Very well done. Welter is an extremely strong early stage player too. He's very consistent. So best of luck to anyone who faces this man in round of 16, round of 32, and quarterfinals. He's going to just rock these early stage pools. We'll see how his skill cap runs into the ending here, but very well off. Now it's time for number 4, the last seed before the top 3. Very special note about this number 4th seed as they pop up here. The first player that we are going to see so far with every single score in qualifiers above or within the top 32. Your number 4 seed on the left-hand side versus Flamesteer is going to be Amamiya Kokoro. Top 32 on every map.
And top 16 on all but 1 as well. Number 1 on Hard Rock 1, number 2 on the Precision 4, that Hard Rock 9. Top 8 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10 maps in this pool.
Nelitoru, my goat. This guy just continues to impress. He impresses in OWC. He impresses in regional tournaments, international tournaments, everything. He's been playing so well lately at a very deserved 4th seed this time around. There are very few people that have a similar qualifiers performance to Amamiya outside of course, our top seed performance, but extremely well done. The number 3 seed only doing better than Amamiya Kokoro because of their performance on a couple of maps here. That's right, top 3 starts now. It's number 3, Miss Zoodinator against Defi on the right-hand side.
Yep, his kitten, number 1 on Hard Rock 4, Hard Rock 5, and Hard Rock 6, the Precision 1. That is 3 number 1s, the most of any player in the qualifiers. And that is after dividing out for the hidden mod once again. Over 1.1 million score on Hard Rock 5 after dividing out for hidden.
This was a ridiculous performance in qualifiers. Actually, the lowest number of top 32 placements out of anyone within the top 9, but 3 number ones is the most number ones out of any player in the tournament. So that really, really making the difference there, showing that, you know, when she finds a map she's consistent and can play well, you better avoid that so fast.
Yeah. So I want to take a second here. Well, actually, let's go on to the next one. But yeah, this is an obviously very, very strong player. Yeah, there's a couple of maps where Zuni was not top 32. Those were the Precision 3 and Precision 4. But on the things she's good at, she's extremely good at them. So good luck to anyone facing Zuninator throughout the tournament, including potentially our number 2 seed up at the very top right, facing off against Rico in the round of 32. It's going to be MCY4. MCY4, top 32 on every map, top 16 on all but 1, top 8 on all but 3 in the pool.
Such a strong performance. We saw the first glimpse of what MCY4 is truly capable of in roundtable qualifying tournament, I think, last year. And ever since then, I think it's just been uphill for them. They play everything, literally everything. And they do it so well. They're so consistent, and they are a force to be reckoned with in this tournament. Even, I think, for the number 1 seed with how they look across the board here. Again, this is MCY4, the second player now that we've seen with top 32 scores on every single map. Unfortunately, not top 16 on every single map, but top 32 on every single map.
Yep. In fact, literally no one was top 16 on every single map.
Yeah.
Not even the number 1 seed.
Not even.
So that is an impossible accomplishment. And this is about as close as you can get, is top 32 on every map, top 16 on all but 1. And that is just as good of a finish as the number 1 seed overall. Number 3 on Hard Rock 4 for MCY4. Number 1 on both Precision 4 and Precision 5, the Hard Rock 9 and 10 in this pool. 680k on the Hard Rock 10, which is 30k higher than the second best score from Fiery, and a good 80,000, 90,000 score higher than the number 3 score coming out from our number 1 seed in the tournament. I do also want to mention before we get to number 1, Precision 1, that map that was full comboed by Zuninator, one of her 3 FCs. Yeah, the number 2 score on that map was from Lucrece at 736k. So that is the only FC, and by a pretty wide margin, with the number 2 and 3 scores being about 730k on that map. That's
insane.
That's a big gap between the top 3 and really the top 4 and the rest of the tournament in qualifiers. You look at the, percent max and the average score from number 5 to number 4, from Welter to Amamiya Kokoro. There's a 0.8 gap in percent max. So out of 10 overall is the maximum that you could get, right? It's a max of 1.0 per map. So 0.8 is basically like having not played a map. And a gap in average score of over 80,000 between the top 4 and everyone else. The gap between MCY4 and our number 1 player is similar in both regards. 70k plus average score gap and a almost 0.8% max gap. So our number 1 seed in the tournament could have effectively not played a map and still have been top 4.
That's crazy. Oh my goodness. I would also like to note for MCY4, while impressive scores is, looking at even Precision 5, again, one of the most contested maps in this pool, 100,000 score, almost higher than the next closest player, which was our number 1 seed. So pure dominance on Precision there as well over so many different players here. Funny enough, actually, we talked about no player in this tournament getting top 16 on every single map. The map that ended up taking down all of the players for that ability was actually Precision 3, not Precision 2. It was Tiferet that ended up taking out everyone from top 16, which is crazy. What a map.
The number 1 score for Tiferet is, where even is it?
Welter.
It's from Welter at 989k. Number 2 is 970k from Tsuk, and number 3 was Shinkiro, the 24th seed, with 917k. And everyone else was like 800k or lower on that map.
Tiferet is just choke map, honestly. And it's crazy. We had so many good scores on it, but then so many scores that just did not come up to par because of some of the crazy patternings in that map. And, you know, it's fun to see where people get to, you know, play at high levels on stuff like that. But I think we've been building up to this heavily. We've only got one player left. It's our number 1 seed. I don't think it'll come as a surprise to many people, but it's still a crazy performance every single time we see this player. And I feel like I've given it away with that. That's right, our number 1 seed for this year. He's been called the top tournament player of all time by so many people, aside from maybe Emrek. It's Malashevsky.
Top 3 on half the pool. Top 3 on 5 of 10 maps. The next best is 3. Number 2 on Hard Rock 1, number 1 on Hard Rock 2, number 2 on Hard Rock 3, number 2 on Hard Rock 4, and number 3 on Hard Rock 10, the Precision 5 pick. He still got a million score on Hard Rock 5, and that was a top 8 score on the map. He was also top 8 on Hard Rock 6, Hard Rock 7, and Hard Rock 9. So he was top 8 on every map in the pool except for Hard Rock 8.
What happens? What happened here?
Top 3 on half the pool and top 8 on 9 out of 10.
I would like to make a note. Now, I'm paraphrasing from what I remember, rather, or I am going off of what I saw from his qualifier lobby. Malashevsky, through his first play of this pool, had 1 FC. Through his second play of this pool, he added 4 to that. Which is insane.
I don't know. Like,
what do you do against that?
Pretty good at Osu. So
like, he went back and just FC'd Hard Rock 4.
Yeah, you FC Hard Rock 5, and it's still not a top 3 score on the map because there's 3 other FCs that are better in terms of accuracy on the map. I think there's a 5th FC also from Crystal on that, also above 1 million score there. But yeah, I don't know. That's pretty good at Osu.
Very good.
Oh, also FC'd Precision 4 despite being top 8 on the map and not top 3 there.
Yeah.
So even outside of the 5 top 3 finishes that he had, still FC'd 2 other maps in the pool.
That's unbelievable. The only full combo on Hard Rock 2, might I add, for Invisible Strix there. And the number 1 score by quite a hefty margin. Yeah. That's unbelievable. What a tech player. Do not pick tech into this, man.
Yeah.
Well done. That is our top 32 qualifying spots. Congratulations to everyone who made it in. Unfortunately, we could only do top 32 for this tournament. As much as I would have loved to do top 64, that would have been effectively half, almost, of the people that played qualifiers for this tournament. And honestly, it might have been pretty competitive still, but... you know, top 32 is crazy.
It's so much bigger running
so
a
much.
Round of 64 WM. You don't understand.
Yeah.
Outside looking in.
After a round of 128 that I ran for my first tournament. Whoops.
Yeah, I know you enjoyed that one.
Whoopsies. But well done to our top
try
32.
Out some group stages, no?
Yeah. So top 32 players. Honestly, you should thank me for how much smoother this is going to run now that there's only 32 of you. But well done. That's the bracket all on the screen there. And the pool has been showcased, so if you missed that, I will clip the VOD and upload it to the YouTube and post about it later on. But it will be up on the sheet along with the qualifiers results and all of the schedules that, oh goodness, I have not made yet. So look forward to those in about 10 minutes. We'll see you for bracket stage. That's going to be fun.
We'll see you for bracket stage. Going to be a good time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the pool showcase and the... results showcase here. We'll see you next weekend for round of 32.
See you then. Thanks for watching.